Hey, how's it going, everybody? I want to share a movie with you guys. This was a blind buy, and it was called Deadly. It was called Deadly Friend. Uh, this was a blind buy. I literally just got done watching this, and I didn't know anything about this. This is one of my many movies that I got that I have in my collection, and this is a blind buy. So it's about this girl, man. She gets her dad accidentally. Well, her dad was abusive, and he what he does is he he's abusive, and this kid next door moves in, him and his mom. So this kid, he's a teenager. He's like, I think he's like a junior or senior, but he's not in high school. He's in this he's in this I think he's in college because he got a scholarship because he was so smart. And he ends up making this robot called Dee Dee. I think his name was called Dee Dee, I think his name was. But this is a Wes Craven film. And this is the 80s, came out in 1986. And this was the blind buy. I got this recommended by Blind Buy, but we'll read it. It's got 3.5 stars. It's the Breakfast Club version of The Bride of Frankenstein, and that's exactly what it is. You know, I love collecting. I always tell you guys this. I love collecting movies. I still like buying Blu-rays, and I'm not. Everybody's on that 4K kick, and I was on that 4K kick for a while. But anyway, we'll read the plot synopsis, and we go from there. Film director Wes Craven, Nightmare on Elm Street, comes a terrifying tale of technology gone haywire. Lonely teenager genius Paul Matthew, whatever his name is, I ain't even gonna. He was at Barbarians at the Gate. Specialist in brain research has two best friends: his remarkable robot and the beautiful girl next door. Uh, Christy Swanson, Buffy and the Vampire Slayer. Okay, she was in that. When tragedy strikes both of his friends, he desperately tries to save them by pushing technology beyond its known limits into the terrifying new realm. Like a modern day Frankenstein, Paul discovers too late that he's created a rampaging monster. Deadly Friends is a witty ghoul story. It deliberately teeters on the edge of spoof the New York Times. But anyway, his little robot got killed by the next door neighbor, and they was playing a prank on him. She always has a shotgun, but then he gets blown up, and then this guy right here is the guy that's real smart, and he the one that designed him. So they took him out of high school and let him go to college because he's so smart, and he's gonna be like a some type of brain neural. He's real smart. Anyway, so he's upset over that, and he got killed by this old lady with a double shotgun. Well, then later on, he's upset, and so he takes the chip and he puts the chip that he put inside this thing he puts on his he keeps. Well, then she gets pushed down. She gets pushed downstairs by her dad, and then she ends up having a brain hemorrhage or something, and they couldn't save her, so they had to pull the plug. Well, he's already upset over losing his buddy because he designed him. The only thing he could keep from was a chip. Well, then he decides to go in there. They're going to pull the plug on her the next day. He sneaks in there and puts the chip inside her brain, and then she comes back to life. Well, she recovers, but she's more or less the robot here. And then that's how this movie takes off. So then what happens is he keeps her hidden, and so she's having all these memories of when it was a robot. Well, then she goes. Her dad, when the cops went to go put her in the ambulance, the dad said that she slipped down the stairs, but he pushed her, and that's how she ended up having that brain hemorrhage. So he lied, and then when they told him that she died, he was like, he was just an abusive dad. But anyway, they had to pull the plug, so he sneaks out of the house and goes to this place that him and his buddy operates on her and takes the chip that was in here and puts it in her brain. And then they sneak her out and he keeps her in the garage. Well, then she's having all these memories. So then she goes over and across the street and then she kills her dad because she's, part of her remembers what her dad did. It was some gruesome scenes in here, man. It was kind of weird. I was like, wow, this is not a bad movie. And then I think it was DB was his name, but anyway, he had a real weird voice. This was an impressive little movie, man. But anyway, the robot remembers getting blown away by that old lady with the double barrel shotgun. So then she goes over there, and then because it all started over basketball, she wouldn't give him the basketball, so put it in the house. Well, then she remembers what happened, but then part of him remembers that she shot him and blew him away. I mean, she used that double barrel shotgun. There was nothing left of that robot. Well, she stands there and she becomes, after he saves her, she becomes part of this robot because she was supposed to be pronounced dead. She goes over there and that old lady, she busted open the door, and then she busted open another door, and the old lady had the basketball, and she had the basketball, and she started bouncing the basketball, and then the old lady grabbed the basketball and threw the basket. What happened? She ended up throwing that old lady up against the wall. And then because the old lady knew that she had died, so she knew something was up, and she had called the cops. But then this scene, it was fake, but there was a scene where that girl grabbed that basketball, man, and she slung it at that woman's head and blew that whole woman's head off. Now, when you watch it, you can tell it's fake, but you can tell what they were trying to do. This was a nice little, I ain't gonna lie, man. This is a nice little blind buy, man. I ain't gonna lie. This is a nice little blind buy. This is Wes Craven's earlier work, but I have to agree. I would give this 3.5 stars itself. To be honest with you, because I thought it was it came out in 1986. Yep, it came out in 1986, and Wes Craven, man. This is directed by Wes Craven because he was famous for the Nightmare on Elm Street, but it's sitting at 3 stars. Deadly Friend came out in 1986, so it's so weird because some of the music that's in the background, that kind of music that is kind of techno, I think. But this is why I ain't gonna lie, you guys. This is why I like collecting physical copies, man. Because sometimes, man, these streaming services, man, I'm just getting burnt out on them. All I do is search and, some people's like, well, you can catch that on, whatever type of streaming service. I'm quite sure you could if you could pop it in, but you can find it, but you'd have to search, or you just have to type it in. I just don't feel like it. It's just, sometimes I just want to pop something in myself and watch it. That's why you collect. But this is one of Wes Craven's earlier works, but there it is. Yeah, Deadly Friend. This is a blind buy, but yeah, I'm pretty happy. And this little robot though was a trip. And there's that old lady that had the double barrel shotgun that blew that thing away. And then this is her after she has that chip in her. You can tell she's not the same. But man, this was a good blind buy, man. This was a good blind buy. Yep. So Deadly Friend. Have you guys ever heard of it? It's pretty slick, man. I was like, wow, man. This was a good blind buy. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with this. I'm real happy with this Deadly Friends. I'm glad I bought it. It's one of my many movies in my collection, and I told y'all this year I'm gonna try to watch a lot of movies that I got. I literally opened this up the other day because I got a lot of movies that are sealed that I have not yet watched. But yep, Deadly Friend. But anyway, God bless. We'll catch you next video. We'll see you.